Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Alpha 3.9 has seen a reasonable amount of changes with the new Staggered Development model, so let's take a look at what is currently planned for this Q1 2020 patch. There are updates to the new Babbage landing zone coming here on planet Microtech. The initial version we know is supposed to have limited traversable districts and areas, but in 3.9 they're planning to expand the city, shops and locations that you can visit there. They are also further adding to the gameplay area mission locations, points of interest with unoccupied rest stop stations, and these are typically found in less traversed and travelled locations. They might have basic fuel and repair functionality, or be automated, or have limited crew or security, and smaller sort of like shopping opportunities compared to the other sort of, or lesser shopping opportunities compared to the other space stations that you will find. But we'll see sort of like derelicts here as well, empty space stations, or ones that have been made home by pirates or for mission objectives and points of interest, that sort of stuff. There are other environmental updates as well, with CIG reworking door technology. This is going to be working in conjunction with object container streaming and improves sort of like synchronization across clients, as well as just general efficiency and portal culling sort of updates. Procedural Asteroid updates are here as well that are going to help determine shape, size, distribution, appearance of asteroid fields in certain areas, what minables are there, the volumetric fog and other sort of like cool ways that they do patterns for these asteroid fields, exactly what points of interest are they associated with. That's all getting updated. There are improvements to the shadow system to allow for large-scale shadow maps as opposed to a single large-scale map. This is also going to apparently support massive capital ship shadows as well across terrain and scenery and in space. It's also expected that if server-side object container streaming and planet Microtech are not ready for 3.8, then they will land here in 3.9. AI sees a lot of polish in this patch, with general updates to civilian NPCs expanding out their behaviors, animations, and interactions with players and other NPCs. So we're going to see a lot of polished AI, and we're going to see features for Squadron 42 that are complete or near complete, get additional work for the persistent universe, and then a bit of balance, and then applied in this patch. So they talk about getting flight AI and FPS combat AI into a state with the goal to improve the look and feel of combat for the release, but it's basically getting everything into a balanced, good state is the idea. To exactly what extent, we don't know, but it should be the sort of like core elements of those AI shouldn't really be considered alpha anymore, in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. We should see a more developed start to the dynamic mission system in 3.0 now, as two of the major components sit here for this feature. The dynamic mission system at this stage is going to allow missions featuring specific locations, rewards, and other parameters to be dynamically dictated and sort of based upon guidance from the back-end simulation of the game and player actions and what's going on in the economy and what's going on with other missions, which in turn enables a more systemic universe. It's also going to allow for real-time customization of those missions, so you might have things based on what the economy is doing and what other missions are doing and what other players are doing affect a mission in real time. And this is going to include the ability to vary missions that are offered as well, and in what quantity and with what payments. It's also going to allow mission templates to be injected with environmental information, enabling the creation of content that's both more diverse and more accurately representing what's happening in the universe at that given moment. There are further updates to the economy as well. So we're going to have sort of like automatic loading and unloading of cargo, but it's going to have times to complete there. So your duration of the time it's going to take to load and unload cargo is going to be based on the level of demand for the services, whether you've paid extra fees to have the process expedited, the amount of materials that are being transferred. The ships will be unavailable during that process. I'm also expecting that we will have the ability to store sort of like commodities and stuff like that, maybe at a small cost or whatever, but I'm expecting that we don't have to just sell all our commodities in every area that we go to get rid of them. I suspect there will be some ways of storing them, probably at this stage. There is going to be an accounting app for the Moby Glass as well that will display a variety of information about players' financial activities and commitments, rentals, insurance, organization fees. Also expecting there the ability to transfer money to other players, which should be awesome. You'll have like the ability to extend rentals here and cancel them. Economy display terminals are also in this patch. They're basically real-time billboards for economic information. Expect to see more and more things in-game that reflect information that is being driven at real time, but seeing the prices of commodities in areas and available missions and payments for things, all that sort of stuff. Retail sale events, so maybe there's going to be shops that have flash sales and stuff like that in the game that you'll be able to see adverts on even. The service kiosks as well should receive a more flexible interface here for players looking to purchase services and maintenance for their ships and that sort of stuff. There's a selection of FPS weapons, the Gemini C-54 Ballistic SMG, the Bearing P6LR Ballistic Sniper Rifle, and the Lightning Co. Electron Pistol. Ships-wise, we have the Drake Vulture Light Salvage Ship pegged for 3.9. It should have the salvage functionality straight from the off, and expect salvage gameplay to have advanced a little bit by the time we get to 3.9 as well. The M50 little racing ship should have some improvements in this patch as well. They're updating its landing gear compression and some of its metrics with its UIs. We know that they are updating HUDs across ships anyway, but there should also be a little bit more balance towards this ship being a racer. Bounty hunting gameplay is expanding out with additions allowing hunted NPCs to use quantum travel to evade players, and that should add a lot more depth to a mission. There's also going to be more in-depth PvP bounties too. The expectation here is that there will be the ability for players to set bounties on other players' heads. They are further expanding out multi-crew gameplay as well, so pilots and gunners and crewmen will be able to receive instructions to follow from another player. So you should be able to go, there's a target, go shoot that, or I'm shooting this target, and that information should be much more easily shared between the crew. Orders being able to be given by sort of like the captain or the pilot or whatever. They are also starting to add what will effectively be like survival mechanics, with the player status system expanding to include thirst, hunger, temperature, environmental conditions potentially, in addition to its stamina, oxygen, and health that it already tracks. You'll see inebriation and that sort of stuff here as well. These values will have knock-on effects to a player's stamina and ability, basically debuffs if you don't eat or drink. AI behaviors will use this system as well to make decisions based on their own condition and the condition of others. Do they need to break off from doing some work to eat because they're really hungry? That sort of stuff. This also comes along with the expanding of healing gameplay to allow players to use healing items on another player or NPC. The mission givers for Crusader are also listed for this patch at the moment, but as Crusader and Orison have been pushed to 4.0, I actually suspect this is a mistake, but sort of bear in mind that it's currently here. But what do you think of the new roadmap for 3.9? Is it something exciting or disappointing? Do you like what's in there? Do you not? Did you want more? Do you think it should actually be able to get the solid AI polish that it's sort of like is suggesting it's going to have? Do you think that the dynamic mission system at this stage will allow for much better gameplay in the game, or do you think it's going to be a bit lackluster? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For September 2019, it's for an Anvil Carrack, the mighty exploration ship. It is being donated by the organisation Ultra. They are a chaotic, neutral, multi-role org where they encourage their members to focus on their speciality and find their speciality, and they provide them the freedom to play however they want. In Ultra, you're not just another drone, you become part of a family is the idea. Links below to check them out. They are recruiting. To be in for a chance of winning that ship, just comment on any of my videos made during September though. A random comment will be chosen as the winner. More details below. I am also shilling for NordVPN and Shadow gaming PCs, so use the code BoredGamer for discounts there. NordVPN, in a world of censorship and privacy issues, VPNs allow you to browse the net and play games in more safety. NordVPN has many benefits over free VPNs, and that's why I shill for it. Some of you also might be interested in Shadow cloud gaming stuff. This allows you an alternative to sort of like buying and maintaining your own gaming PC. You can stream a custom Windows 10 environment to devices like your phone, a laptop, or a crappier, lesser PC, and bam, it's fantastically powerful, and it's maintained, and hardware is regularly updated for you. It's a fantastic service, Shadow. Cloud gaming certainly has quite a big future ahead of it. If you'd like to further support my channel, please consider subscribing, sharing this video, ringing the YouTube bell so you get notifications when a video goes live. This is a channel that is funded by the community via donations, Patreon members, YouTube members, and anyone else that wants to get involved with comments and helping. Thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile. Take care, and I will see you in the verse.